Frances McDormand was Marge in Fargo. She was Mildred in Missouri. She was even Miss Pettigrew for a day in London. And now she is Fern, and she's driving a van all over America. Let's talk Nomadland. Did not have high hopes going into this one. I know, it's Frances McDormand. She never puts a foot wrong. And yeah, there's been a lot of buzz for this over the last year. But from afar, this just feels like an average Sundance movie where a famous actor looks into the sun and cries. If you got the same thing from watching the trailer, you are so wrong. See, now you feel silly. Pleasantly surprised is putting it mildly. The more time that's gone by since seeing the movie, I find more and more things to love about this. There are those moments in life where you see something so beautiful in the world, it's almost like the world tunes everything out for you and you are just lost in that moment. Nomadland tries to get to that place, and it does so several times. How did the movie manage to do this? Capture the world of the nomad who live in their vans and they travel around the country. You know, whenever we talk about world building in the context of movies, we think like Star Wars, Tenet, Avatar, Blade Runner. Whenever we use the term world building, it's synonymous with huge. Maybe world building is the obvious term to use in terms of big movies, but it's still essential to even the smallest ones, and Nomadland manages to create a whole world that feels so authentic. And it does that because Nomadland is fully committed to realism. There's three things that Nomad focuses on in this area that makes it one of the best movies of the year. First of all, structure. Nomadland is very heavy on story, but very light on plot. For those of you about to turn off because of that, bear with me. There's nothing at the outset telling us why Fern is doing what she's doing. Nothing telling us why she's on this journey. Not having that type of information is how we live our own lives. And that puts us right next to her, experiencing everything as she experiences it. The lack of plot does cause some issues, but what the movie achieves by withholding that, it creates something very beautiful. Second point, the performances. Everything great about the performances, again, stems from its commitment to realism. And honestly, Frances McDormand is going to win the Oscar. I'm going to take this moment to say that if you're filling out your 2021 Oscar ballot, you're going to want to mark down Frances McDormand as the winner for Best Actress because she's going to take it. But the performances around the edges, the supporting performances, those are much better than Frances McDormand's. These are characters that honestly, you could say maybe we should cut them, but they are the ones that make the movie. The performances are so authentic that they actually outperform Frances McDormand. And honestly, something not enough reviewers are talking about. Then the third and final point would be the ending. The ending to this movie is something very special. I'm not saying that because of spoilers. Do not expect some massive revelation. Gwyneth Paltrow's head isn't in a box. What I'm saying is it's not going to be an ending that carries a huge twist, and that's what makes the movie. In a traditional way, this is a great ending. Endings are tough. Most movies today they just end. To see something that has worked very hard to structure a great ending, you're gonna have to watch the movie to see it. It's something very, like I said, special. Also, keep in mind, like I said, this movie is low on plot, so there are going to be a few moments wherever you kind of feel like, where's this going? Stick with it, it's worth it. Now, speaking of that part in the middle, there's a version of Nomadland that puts it in the top 3 of the year, and that version is an hour and 25 minutes long. Right now, as it sits, Nomadland is an hour 45. Nomadland takes you to a great place, and it does that because it values story over plot. But that lack of plot, when you get about an hour in, you start to think to yourself, is this going anywhere? There are a few moments where I even thought this feels a lot like Frances McDormand's travel vlog, and it really needs to move along. That being said, Nomadland's world building of this community and this lifestyle is so authentic and sincere that we are still talking about one of the best movies of the year. The editing is a letdown. If they had gotten this under 90 minutes, I think we're talking about the movie of the year, but hey, top 10 ain't bad. Frances McDormand is winning the Oscar.